Hello and welcome to episode 19 of Just a Folf on the Road. I'm Knight's Angel, and I'm the Folf. Anyway, thank you guys again for joining me. It's another early morning. Yeah. I'm late on I'm late on an upload because I've been working on the suit. It was being more troublesome than I prefer, but I'd say I'm about 65% done with it. Okay, maybe not 65, 55. Because there's still a lot of work left. And I was supposed to do an update video on that and I didn't. And that, I'm sorry. The fact that I'm 2 days late, I'm sorry. It's just been a hectic week. Been trying to get things done. Deal with household problems and all that other fun stuff. So pretty much life as usual. It's really sad that you guys can't see me. Or maybe you can and I just can't see myself right now because it's that dark. There's some street lights behind me. And they're coming under a street light. Might see me for a moment. Maybe not. I don't know. But enough on that. You know, if I had a mind to, I probably would have made a video yesterday. And if it wasn't for the fact that I was working on the suit and it was literally taking up all of my time, and quite literally I had to stitch the toes together one at a time by hand because I couldn't get them to function right in the sewing machine. But that aside, I actually did want to share a couple of thoughts about yesterday and hearing so much negativity and positives and everyone's views on it. I mean, it's probably a good thing I didn't do one yesterday because I probably would have started crying. Because I had actually been in the towers before. Well, yesterday was September 11th. And this is just my personal experience, so it's not, there's not really a perspective to it. It's just, I'm sharing a story, so. When I was little, my sister was in the hospital. My sister's a cancer survivor, by the way. And we used to live in New Jersey. She, at the time, was being treated at Sloan Kettering. And one of the times we went to go visit her, we ended up, afterwards, we ended up going to the towers. I think we were in as high up as the 101st floor of the North Tower. Now, being an impressionable youth, I was awestruck by it. I mean, who wouldn't be? It's one of those things that, even if you don't think about it, even if you're so used to seeing it, that you don't have that same feeling about it, you never lose that first sensation of just being able to look out and just see an endless expanse. I mean, I was actually able to see where I used to live, the exact location I lived at the time, from that window. And it really put a lot of things in perspective, even for somebody so young. That those two buildings meant something. They were a triumph to what honest people can do. They were a representation of camaraderie, teamwork. Yeah, they were also a engineering marvel because everything about them was unique. And from my understanding, "15 years ago, yesterday, everything that made it unique ended up being its own downfall." I mean, I know it sounds kind of harsh, and I don't mean it that way. But the way the towers fell, the damage could have been so much worse any other manner. But it wasn't. I've always held this idea that things you believe, the things you think of, all meant something. And that's, well, that's kind of a moot point. I guess it's more along the lines of, I kind of always had this idea that ideals shouldn't have a price. And more so, ideals shouldn't cost lives. And that's something most people would probably disagree with me on it, or would agree, but they'll sit there and go, but that doesn't work. It doesn't work because people can't find a common ground. It doesn't work because people are so ingrained to have conflict in their lives that they forget just how simple it is. I mean, the whole thing, live and let live. I mean, how are we supposed to do that when we sit there and question everybody else's choices just because they're not the same as ours? We sit there and talk about how diversity is what will make the world work, and yet, at the same point in time, we argue that our own perspective is the one right choice. That people who have a perspective different from our own are wrong. So that leads to the question. And that leads to a question that nobody can answer. Who's right? I know I'm not. I never think I'm right. Half of the time I don't even know what's right. Half of the time I don't even know what's real, but that's a different matter. But I guess the point I'm getting at is yesterday isn't about a terrorist attack. It's not about politics. It's not about religion. It has nothing to do with what most people are sitting there claiming it is. Yesterday is a reminder of what ideals can do, and the price they have when you're unwilling to yield just a little bit to find a common ground. When you're unwilling to work with anybody, everything's going to work against you. I'm on Furry Amino. And yesterday I was just scrolling through the thing. And I'm seeing posts. I saw a lot of posts remarking about the politics, not the religion, not the implications. They weren't talking, the posts weren't about the BS. The posts were about the people. The people that were lost. The people that suffered. And that is what matters. That should be the only thing we think about when we think about that day. Everybody can think it, regardless of where you are in the world. There's always that important event that reminds you about how weak you are, about how frail life can be. And that's one of those things that we have to understand. That despite all of our technology, despite all of our knowledge, despite everything we have, it can all mean nothing. Owning a brand new car from the highest quality, living in mansions, pretty much everything that most people wish they had. Isn't important. What's important are the people around you. Your friends, your family, and to some degree your creepy neighbor. And those are the things that we have to cherish. Maybe not the creepy neighbor, but the people. And yes, I do actually include animals in this because I believe animals are people too. They may not communicate the same way we do. They may have a very limited understanding of how our world works. But they understand more than we know. And for the most part, they get it. But now I'm just rambling, which is probably the whole point of this, but hey. I'm going to try and do better about getting these videos on time. I'm going to try and do better about getting better things up, getting better videos up in a more timely manner. So, I guess we're good for now. So, till then, I'm Night's Angel. This has been just a folf on the road. I hope you have a better day. Peace.